Welcome, bowling fans, to Strikers, the Bowling Champion, Season 2, Episode 3. I'm Mark Buffa, and I'm here alongside Doan Mose, my co-anchor here. And we've had some great matches, Doan, in the past couple of weeks. It's been amazing. We had a 290 game, 279 game. We've had matches that have been, you know, after 4 frames, the guy was down like 50 sticks, and then all of a sudden, boom, comes from the back door, wins the match. Amazing stuff.
Awesome. It's mind-boggling. I'm excited. I'm hungry for some good bowling. Yeah. Let's go feed.
Let's do it. Feed time.
Absolutely.
So we got some good bowlers today. Again, 4 matches in the bracket of 32. We've got Mathieu Baudouin, Raphaël Duhamel-Roy, which will face each other right now. Then we go into Pascal Lacaze and Roger Arsenault. Seasoned veterans across the board. We got 2 young superstars here in the first match with Mathieu Baudouin and Raphaël Duhamel-Roy. So really looking forward to great matches, and it's going to be pretty cool to watch. So Mathieu Baudouin is the high seed. He's seated right now. He chose to let Raphaël start on the right lane. So here we have Raphaël. It's his 4th time on TV, Doan, at only 18 years of age.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so he's represented himself 3 times on the youth circuit. And that's why.
The shim.
That's why. You know?
Excellent player.
Yeah, great player. Had a chance to work with him a little bit at one of the youth events up in Barrie, Ontario. And great to see him here on TV. Great shot.
It was fun watching these guys warm up. These next 2 matches, very talented young bowlers.
Yep. All right. Mathieu's been a past Team Canada member in 07 and 09 on the youth side. Excellent power player, soft hand at the bottom, really good shot. Have a chance to bowl a lot against Mathieu over the last couple of years. And I'll talk about an interesting fact that him and I share in common, which is pretty cool. So really looking forward to watching him bowl. He's a great bowler. We traveled a little bit together back in the day too. So wish him luck today.
His fundamentals are really good. Yep. Nice and smooth, good foundation.
Yeah. Kills the shot on the spare, great spare.
He executes very well.
Yeah, great start for both players, staying clean. Again, like we mentioned, week in and week out, always great to start off with a clean game, especially in a short format like this, 1-game format.
It sure makes it easy for the next 9.
Yeah, for sure. So we've got...
I really like how composed he is. His pre-shot warm-out is very good. You can see he goes through his list, gets on the approach.
Oh, that looks a bit slow off his hand. Ooh, comes in high. Is he going to trip it? Shaker 6. Shakes the 6 out.
Those new pins don't have the round bottoms. They're a little more difficult to knock over.
Yeah. It looked a bit slow off his hand, though, but still great shot. Kept it on line. See, it creeps up a little bit towards the high side of the pocket. Just fortunately breaking up a split and leaving only a 6-pin. So Mathieu's a new father now for the last 3 months. Little baby Julia. Congratulations to him and his wife.
It's life-changing.
That's it. Life-changing. Great spare. Hard and straight. Okay, we got our second look here at Raphaël. Raphaël's bowling out of Salonqui, Charmont in the Sherbrooke area. Great bowling center in that part of the province. Ooh, kind of gasses it a little bit, Doan.
Yeah, he got a bit outside. He's playing, I wouldn't say necessarily deep, but he's playing, you know, more of the hold area, and he's leaked it on out. And by playing that angle there, he created himself a little bit of a hanging away.
Yeah, I just think he pushed it.
He pushed it to the front.
He pushed it through the front. So not easy spare conversion. He's going to try to hook it at this one. That's got a chance. Oh, baby!
Man.
Big spare, big spare.
Young veteran.
That's it, staying clean after 2.
Doesn't even shake him.
Yeah, that's it, no problemo right there. Still has a lead by 1 stick after two frames. That's great cover.
Yeah, you know, if you watch his follow-through, he's got that contemporary style follow-through where there's so much side tilt. When the swing comes through, it's almost like it comes in front of his face.
Yep. Well, we'll see it right here on this shot. Yeah, he's got so much side tilt on his body. Oh, crosses over on that one.
I expected to run that one out.
He's shaking his head. He didn't like it, but the result is good, right?
It's called the gift.
That's it.
Never look the gift horse in the mouth.
Talk to me about your results, not about the process.
That's right.
All right, get another look here at Mathieu here on the left lane. Still has hit the strike, making a ball change.
Yes, he did.
Ooh. I didn't seem to like it off his hand. When he's grimacing like that, usually players know when it's good or not. I don't know what went wrong there.
It just didn't look good all the way around. The ball hits a spot, comes off, and starts tumbling end over end. It just.
Yeah, he went to something a bit stronger, but a bit beefier with the cover. And I don't think he liked the result of it.
It's almost like he needs to increase his axis rotation a little bit to get the ball to get down the lane a little longer, have a little more finish. That just sort of tumbled pretty quick.
Yeah. What the big problem is too is that you know, a lot of the bowlers have practice pair here on the side. Oh, just flags the spare. This is a big no-no, and we saw this over the past couple of weeks with guys missing easy spares. And it doesn't make things easy for them later on in the match.
No, it's just like that you're so worried about analyzing your first shot, you forget the shot at the moment, which is more important.
Yeah, stay in the present, kids. Make your spare. Focus on the spare. Very important. What I was saying was the practice pair here, I got a chance to sneak in a couple balls and this morning when we were doing this. And it was pretty cool to kind of see how much friction there is out here, but it's probably way different here on the TV pair. Great shot.
That one there, he got around a little bit more. Now he got a little more rotation. The ball had a little more finish on it.
That was a better shot.
Much better.
I think he knows what to do now going into the next shots. And it goes by so quick, 10 frames. You know, we keep saying
it doesn't take long.
It doesn't take long. So Rafael needs to come here with a good shot. Buries the hatchet. Great shot.
Excellent shot. So the first 4 frames, he's got 3 strikes. Strike, spare, double.
So here we're down by 23 going into the 5th for Mathieu.
You know, it's pretty unique because the young man here is throwing a very aggressive bowling ball.
Yeah. What's he throwing?
That looks like a no rules.
Okay.
Which is, it's got a nano cover on it and a very strong core.
That looks good. Come on.
Oh, my God. It's trying. It gave up.
Well, you know, like what you just said about the new pins, like you said, the bottoms aren't worn out on them, and that's probably it right there.
Absolutely.
Keep the old pins in there and see a big difference there. That ball was awesome off his hand.
That was a
good
good
shot. You know,
shot.
we were talking with some of the players before the show, and I was telling the guys, you know, keep the lineup in front of you. Use the shim, like we were saying last week with Marc-Andre, and also with who was it again? It was with Pierre a couple weeks back, where, you know, you just want to keep that line, and you want your miss room to be left.
Yes.
And like that one, he got it a skosh left, and it still held pocket, but unfortunately rang the 10 pin. And one big ringer. Oh, that's in.
That's gone. Oof.
I don't know. He's having trouble with something. Approaches, grip. He's a great competitor, and he'll bounce back. I'm not too worried about that. We had a tournament. This was probably, I would say, about 7-8 years ago, and it was a skins game format. So for those of you back home that don't know what a skin is basically each frame has to be won. So whoever has the highest count of that frame. So he starts off.
He's having a hard time with the approach.
Yeah, he's having a hard time with the approach, correct. So he starts out the game, and he strikes the whole time, right? So we're in the 9th frame, and I started off, and this is in the final. I go spare, strike, and I follow him. So I only lost the first skin. So we go up into the 10th frame. I strike out. So I shoot 290, but for him to beat me, he needs to shoot 300. If he shoots 299, he loses the skin. So if we remember that moment like yesterday, and he shot 300 against me to win the tournament. It was amazing to watch. So hats off to Mathieu. It was a great moment. That was a way better shot.
Yeah, much better.
Way better shot. So yeah, I don't know if he's sticking or what's going on. You know, maybe someone in the TV crew maybe stepped on lane 3 or something like that, and something's up on the approach, or maybe it's just mental. Who knows? But you know, we got to see what's going to happen. That was a good shot. Oh, the shaker.
Hit him thin, let him spin.
Oh, yeah. Trips out the 2-pin.
You know, you said something that a minute ago about, you know, it could be something mental. I mean, when you get yourself in that position behind, now you want to push a little bit. There's a lot that goes through your head.
Yep. What I like about Rafael's game is really how he leans into the shot going into the foul line. He really leads with that left shoulder. Right there.
Oh, he got that out.
Baby.
Look at that.
But great end over end roll. Lots of control from his release, and the result is there. And really on this pattern, that's what you're looking for. So he takes an early 22-pin lead here in the mid part of the game.
He's sitting over here staring at his hand for some reason. I wonder if he didn't tear.
Who, Matthew?
Yeah, he keeps on looking at it.
Oh, maybe. Great shot. Bounces back. First good shot on the left lane there. It is a little bit humid in here. I'm not going to lie.
It certainly is.
So maybe he is sticking, or maybe he did tear. So you see, great shot. Makes the move. Moves a little bit further right.
Now you see the shape on that ball there compared to a few frames ago. Now the ball had shape off the break point. Where prior to that, it rolled so heavy end over end.
Yeah. But still, great shot. Like I said, fierce competitor. And I'm not too worried that he's going to finish this game off really strong, but he's got a 22-pin deficit to catch up on, so he's got to cross his fingers that his opponent opens the door. That's got to push. Ooh, baby, great shot. And the fist bump is out. That's when you know it's good. So Rafael's just got to match him, you know, pretty much. He's got a really good look on the lanes, seems pretty confident.
Shim, shim.
Log it. Oh, baby! The log comes trolling around. Look at this, folks.
Look how
leans
calm he
in
is.
it. Nice. Nice hand behind the ball. Nice forward roll on the ball. Watch it come off the back part of the pattern here.
I really like how he keeps his hips out of the way. That creates such a wide doorway.
Yeah, no, great break on that one. That was huge, because that's the game changer right there. Oh, that's got to go. Go.
Oh, shim.
Dead
He
flush.
found the shim.
Dead flush. I like seeing emotion out of these players, and especially a young gun like this at 18 years old. You know, giving it to the vet.
To the other young gun.
That's it. Well, he's got 10 years on him. You know, a lot of stuff happens in 10 years, though.
You're telling me? I have 5-10 more years on you.
He's got a strike here, though.
Yeah.
Come on, give it.
Roll it.
Yeah, he knows he needed that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's struggling with ball reaction. I don't know if he's maybe doubting that ball change after the second frame. Just seems like this ball's laboring down lane. It's not making the corner like he wants it to.
Yeah, if he doesn't get his hand around it well enough, it just gets really lazy.
Takes a spare. Easy spare.
But, you know, when you get in this level of competition, you know, I've found with the touring players that if there's a look they want to manufacture, and if they have faith in a ball, it might not be the best choice, but they believe in it, and they're going to make it work.
Right.
You know, there could be the situation here where you can see where he makes it look pretty good at times.
Yeah, so we got a 43-pin deficit going into the 10th here if they all punch out. So, again, no real room here for Matthew to do much.
No, he's just going to finish.
Yeah.
He still had a nice game. It's very respectable.
No, definitely. You know, you can't shake off a two-team game on TV, especially when you hit the pocket every shot.
Absolutely.
You know, he did. The only blip that he had was missing that 7-pin.
Yep.
You know, but other than that,
he had a nice showing.
He had a good showing. Yeah, definitely made some good shots. A couple bad breaks. That shot in the 9th, if that would have happened, that would have been a game changer.
Yep.
So Rafael's already waiting with his ball in hand. he's antsy. But I love Matthew's game. He's a great young competitor. We'll see him again. This isn't the last we'll see of him. And, you know, a great showing. And, again, great tournament by him. So he's just going to close up here, get out of the way, and let Rafael move on into the top 16 part of the bracket. So congratulations again to Matthew on a great showing.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, 206 finishes off the game with a strike and spare.
That 206 could easily have been 230, 240.
Yeah, so now that the game's pretty much wrapped up for Rafael, I'd like to see him try something different. You know, like he's throwing something really strong. He's rolling it up the back. And I want to see him maybe try something a little bit different so he can see a different look going into the next game. We saw that last week also with Marc-Andre, right?
Yes.
Like he absolutely mauled him in the first game with a different ball, and then in the not in the championship match, but in the round of 16, he changes balls.
It's a stronger ball, yeah.
Yeah, and that was a complete.
And you watch him, he manufactures his release was different too. Because the first he was laying the ball smooth in the lane. The second one he was grabbing it, trying to get the ball to tip up at the back end.
Yeah, like I said, he was trying to show off a bit, but that's it. Like, here's a free shot. So for those of you, like, whenever you're in a match play situation, and like right now it's a free shot. The game is won. It's a fill ball. I would try something right now.
I certainly would too.
I would. Maybe he's going to change a hand position or something. But anyways, game's done. Move on to the next.
What move would you have done?
I would have balled down a little bit,
And move right.
and move. I would have moved left.
left?
Yeah, because we know over the last couple of weeks that they've got some room inside. So I would have seen how much room I have inside. Like how far left could I go until the ball falls off the cliff? So regardless, we got Raphael that takes the win here with 235 over Mathieu Baudouin. Great showing by both youngsters. Little early open frame for Mathieu with missing the 7-pin. But in all, great ball reaction by Raphael, keeping the pocket in play. That's what was the game changer for him,
and that's what not give much away at all.
He didn't give it away, and that's what kept it in the pocket. Next matchup that we have, we've got Pascal Lacasse versus Roger Arsenault, and we've got 30-plus years experience versus someone that's, relatively new to the game, but still a great competitor. He's been winning some tournaments left, right, and center locally, so really looking forward to the next match. But also to see Roger Arsenault, a gentleman in his 60s, averaging 243 at his home house.
It doesn't surprise me. You see how good he throws it? He is pure.
It's unbelievable to watch. And also to see that he's here on this stage with the top 32 players in Quebec right now, this is amazing to see. And I personally have known him for a very, very long time, Don, and I'm glad to see him, and I can't wait to see what he's going to do. Because he lets him have it. When he's got a good look, he's going to be tough to beat. And
I'll bet you your dad and him butted some heads in the lanes a few times.
Oh, for sure, yeah. It would be cool to have him talk about it a little bit.
Yeah,
today.
reminisce a little bit.
Right, for sure. So for that, that's we're definitely going to have a good matchup here coming up.
He seems as calm as a cucumber.
And like I said about Pascal, I think this is his first time on on TV. Yes, it is. And I've known him quite a bit. We get a chance to bowl tournaments almost every weekend. I see him in and out, and he's improved his game quite a bit. Again, he's bowling up against guys in this area here in Quebec City. He's from Ste. Marie. It's about a 45-minute drive from Quebec City, but he gets a chance to bowl with guys like Jean-Sébastien Lessard, Henrik Tremblay, a lot of these top-name guys here in Quebec City, and he's bowling with them day in, day out. So obviously, like we keep saying, if you bowl with the best, or you bowl against the best and you're butting heads against the best, you're going to become better.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because one of my favorite quotes, Don, is proximity is power. So for you to be a better person in whatever it is walk of life you do, you got to hang out with somebody that's got a skill set that you don't have. So you can own that. And he is the utmost, I guess what I could say, being of that, because he has learned so much over from all these times with all these people. And I'm glad to see him here on TV finally.
Well, it's well-deserved. You can definitely tell he's honed his skill.
Yeah.
He's a great shot maker. I was watching him in practice, and he doesn't miss very much.
Yep.
He's very tight. His ball speed is very consistent. His fundamentals, his footwork is exceptional. But he's got a tough opponent here. This young man's got a good amount of hand.
Yep. So like I said, Roger here that we see on lane 4, actually I said in his 60s, he's 73 years old. And watch this shot, guys. Unbelievable.
As pure as you can get right there.
He's got a nice soft hand, but he's using something stronger, and he's playing in a drier part of the lane, which enables him to still attack the back part of the lane. And we see here, even with a low rev rate, he's still able to create a lot of angle going in through the pins.
Certainly.
So a lot of people think that rev rate equals score. That's not the fact.
Well, if that's the case, then you look like a player like a Norm Duke or Walter Ray. They shouldn't have any chance of competing whatsoever.
Exactly. And again, like I said, Roger has a 243 average in his home house at 73 years of age. Unbelievable. I only have 230 average. So here's our first look at Pascal. Nope, sticks a little bit at the line. But this is the second player to maybe have some approach trouble on the left lane. I don't know if this is a thing now.
Well, it's a week later, and there could have been a lot of taking place here. And the weather's a little bit different. Humidity has a lot to play with it. How it is the lanes. It makes a big difference.
Yep. So we should see here a routine spare on the 6-pin.
Ooh. That ball looked like it got a little bigger getting down to the back end.
That's it. So let's see if he makes a better shot here on the second frame. Again, these guys, obviously have nerves in play here, Don.
Certainly.
We gotta just let them get the kinks out for the first couple of shots, and we'll see it over the next couple of matches that some of these players will be able to just smoothen out towards the end. So he makes a big jump left there.
Boy,
and that ball's like really responsive off the back part of the lane.
You think that, or you think he's in too deep?
I think he's in too deep.
I think he's too deep also.
I think he's too deep. But like I said, great player. We'll see a move out of him in no time. No time.
He's got a nice soft release.
Yeah, and Roger's already getting up. He knows that he's got a good look. He hasn't missed the pocket all the time through practice. And he threw a first shot that was phenomenal. So he's going to look to try to apply some early pressure on Pascal.
It's very impressive. These two matches, all 4 players are very good.
Yep. No, definitely. We've got a slew of great players here in the next couple weeks coming up. Oh, he pushed that one through the front. Come on, shake it.
Yo!
Okay.
There's that flat bottom pin again.
There. Looks like he pushed that one through the front a bit, though.
Certainly did.
So he pushed it, didn't get enough hand on it. Ball doesn't face up to the pocket, leaves 10 pin, excuse me. So with this spare, we're all tied up. Actually, Roger's got a 1-pin advantage going into the third frame with this spare. Hard and straight.
As the ball snaps in the back end.
That's it.
You know, it's interesting. You know, you look at the length of the pattern where the players are playing, and you can tell the ratios going left to right are actually the numbers are a little bit further apart because they have some room. You know, so when you listen to lane patterns and they talk about left to right movement, anytime you start getting where it's like a 1-to-1 or 1 to 1.5, that's really tight pattern. So that means you don't have a lot of room for error. This you're probably looking at about like 3 to 1. You think 4 to 1?
Yeah, it's on the higher side. We, you know, the center, like I said, here is a lot of friction. As we see here, Roger goes high. He makes a little bit of a move to the left. So they increase the volume of the oil in the middle part of the lane just to kind of camouflage that, I guess, if you want to say,
absolutely.
right? So, but yeah, we should see a routine spare here from Roger. You know, both these players need to start striking. This is already 5 shots. No one struck yet. So what are you thinking for moves?
Well, I'm thinking Pascal needs to move right.
Okay.
To go ahead and he's playing a little bit too deep right now. It's to be the same thing we've seen earlier. If he opens up, it's going to create hang. And if he tries to tighten it up a little bit, the pattern's to be too short for as deep as he is, and the balls we want to pick up too soon. I shouldn't say too soon. It has too much lane to cover, so the ball won't finish across Brooklyn.
Right. He's staying with the same ball. It looks like he softened up his hand. Great shot by Pascal.
Yeah, he pushed it right through.
That's it. This is huge because nobody struck yet on this pair. So he absolutely needs this to start building some momentum.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we see he looks like he squared up a little bit, was a little bit more up the back on it, and obviously got the great result for that.
I think Roger, I think he needs to keep his line a little tighter because if he leaks it out, it wants to be a little jumpy on him. He's throwing a very strong ball. It's pretty intense. And then if he gets a little soft with us, I think he needs to play a little more parallel and get a little firm with it.
Okay. So let's see if he makes the move.
Use that shim.
Yeah, he doesn't like it off his hand. I don't know if what's going on. I really think he's got to make a little bit of a ball change here because for him to miss the pocket like that, it's not good. He's doing something wrong. But definitely here we still have a good match. Even though he struck in the third frame, if he closes this, it's there's no real advantage. You know, he didn't really double, so still close match after 3 frames.
Yeah, you're looking at a pin difference.
Oh, almost chops it.
Oh, I see that hook in the back. I'm like, that's not good.
Yeah, he was probably clinched the butt cheeks on that one.
You see him sit down and roll his eyes. That tells it all.
Oh, move right a bit.
Oh,
boy.
That pushed.
Yeah, players are having a little bit of trouble on this championship pair.
Yeah, he's got a little over-under reaction now.
Yeah, I think we might see something in terms of a bigger change coming from Roger.
He needs to make a ball change.
Yep. I wouldn't be surprised if he makes this, Don. This guy's got some moxie in him. He should be able to make this spare.
Well, at the level he's at right now, he has to have confidence in his skill level.
That's got a chance.
Look at this.
That's got a chance. Yeah,
oh,
baby!
The master
Like
spare shooter's back.
Like nothing to it. Great
How about
shot.
that?
So we see here he moves his eyes a little bit to the right. Good execution, lets it go, and right there. Boom. Cover the ball, cover the pins with the ball, and just let the head pin do the work with the corner pin. Great shot by Roger. That's the second washout we've seen in the series so far.
Yes. Would you try and weaken your hand up and move left?
For him, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So here he probably stayed in the same spot as he did on the left lane, but maybe caught it a little bit because it didn't seem like he moved left. It seemed like he kept it in the oil a little bit longer and let the ball kind of feed in. But like I mentioned in a couple weeks prior was, when you get those light mixer strikes, they're great, but you can never ensure that, the ball is penetrating through the pins right.
It's a gift.
It's a gift, So, like, you see Pascal's still kind of fighting with fire here because this shot here was good off his hand, but he's in a bad spot right now. I don't think he's got the right combination of core and cover in his hand, and I just think, like, he's chasing away from it because that was a pretty good shot.
It was a great shot.
So we've got a slight lead now for Roger going into the 7-pin lead going into the 6th frame. Great cover by Pascal. So Pascal's got to do something here. He's got to make a ball change. He's got to change the zone. He's got to, when I say zone too, like a lot of people say, well, you just got to move. And they're like, how much do I have to move? It says, well, just zone left. And then, like, what's the zone left? It's basically changing where you are.
It's a section of arrows.
It's a section of arrows,
yeah.
right? So, like, right now, he's probably too far deep, and he's probably using too much ball, where if he wants to stay there, fine, but he's got to change his hand up a little bit or something, and I don't know. The game is going by super quick, and everybody's still clean, but you can't miss those off hits, just like that. That was just a skosh high,
yep.
Leaving the 4-pin.
The ball's coming off the edge of the pattern. It's a little bit too sharp. He needs to get the ball to burn up a little bit.
Yeah. Because right now we see that thing. It almost looks like somebody's kicking it down lane.
Yep.
And right now, with the situation right now in this game, he needs to start striking a bit because if Roger steps up here and doubles, he's going to be in a 30-hole deficit, in a 30-pin deficit in the blink of an eye.
Absolutely.
So he's got to come back, sit down, collect his emotions, and make a decision because this is a mid-game decision he's got to make, but it could be do or die.
You can't play safe.
That looks good. Oh, baby, great shot
there
by
he
Roger.
Goes.
Great shot by Roger. Like I said, that's the beauty of match plays, that in 2 shots you could change the momentum hugely. So he just goes right there into now a 20-pin, what is it? We have a 17-pin advantage right now going into the 7.
And it could be easily 27 here with a good shot.
Oh, he liked that one. He posted it. Oh, he walked it out, too, and just stones a 7. He knew it off his hand. He was walking it back. He's like, I got this. See ya.
It looked like he hit the friction a little bit sooner. Get the ball to burn up some.
Yeah. Well, he's still got an advantage going in, but Pascal can narrow the lead up here.
He's got a real advantage because he actually has a true look.
Yeah, he has a true look. He's hit the pocket 3 times in a row.
Well, the one was a slapper, but the last 2 shots, they were flush.
Definitely.
Now, your opponent getting up there, if he watching the ball reaction, it's got to be in the back of his mind saying, this is do or die.
Yep.
This is, if I don't have it now, I'm in trouble.
Yeah. No ball change.
Look, he went deeper.
Yeah, he went a lot deeper. Yeah, good move though. That was the right move to make with the piece of equipment that he's choosing right now.
Agree.
Yeah. So we see here great. We see this a lot with the modern game is open shoulders going into the foul line. Let the upper body rotate and come underneath the head, which enables you to do more with your hand and enable you to do different hand positions when you get to the release point.
Also, being an open up like that, you can play different angles to the front part of the lane. When you're very square, it's tough to shoot the ball right quick. When you're open, now all of a sudden you can get it right very quick, or you can get it right further down the lane, which changes your break point a great deal.
Yeah, so we see Roger with a 7-pin advantage going into the 8th frame. I'll take any advantage in a match play situation.
Absolutely.
But still, we have a tight game, and Pascal has rarely hit the pocket like solid. So if he comes in here with a late charge, oh boy, that's a huge advantage. That's a huge break right now. I would take a huge sigh of relief right now and just set myself up for the 9th and 10th frame.
Because, smile.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because that was a huge break. Because Rogers knows that it's a tight game, though.
Yeah.
So like you don't like to lose to those types of breaks, but you got to take them.
Absolutely. My God, you kidding me?
Yep.
It's a freebie.
Oh, he didn't like that one off his hand. Oh, breaks up the split though. Breaks up the split, leaving the
3-6.
3-6 only instead of 3-6-7.
Yeah, that was not good whatsoever. He got that way in.
Yeah.
Ball never had a chance to slow down. So now Pascal's sitting there on the bench, and you got to wonder what's going through his mind. He has a gift, but when on the left lane, he's been over. You know, so that this next shot has got. I mean, it's feast or famine now.
And he's finishing on the right lane.
Yes.
He has yet to strike on the left lane, and he's crossed over twice on the right lane. So
that's 50-50 right now.
Right there. So we have a potential 5-pin deficit now with the spare in the 8 for Roger.
If Roger strikes now.
Yeah, Roger needs to strike.
Yeah, that's going to put a tremendous amount of pressure. That set the foundation frame up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good shot.
Come on, oh! He goes high, trips out to 6-7. Great shot. Let's watch this again, Don.
Oh,
he gets
awesome.
He gets it better. He catches it at the bottom of the swing, sends it out to the dry seat. That one got a little bit further left. Creeps up a little bit high, knocking out the 6 and the 7 at the last minute.
Really? You doubt
Take
me?
A bow.
He's like, I doubt me? Look
Take
at
a
that.
bow. Take a bow. Take a bow, my friend.
He went deeper yet.
Too deep.
Yeah.
Too deep.
Ball head hang.
Yep. Yeah, he tried to give it a shot there. We see he moved an easy at least 3 boards left on that one. Tried to send it to the spot, and now it didn't have enough on it to get back up.
But the respect to say how much hand he has, that was a lot of lane to cover.
Yep.
Man.
So what he's got to do now, Don, is he's got to hook it into the 3-6. No, sorry, the 2-4. Ooh, almost
close.
And and basically that's the way to attack that spare. Is you got to hook into it, so you can send that 2-pin into the 10 pin.
Yes.
Yep.
You got to have a sharp angle on the back end.
Yeah.
Well, it's a must show now, and if he strikes out, he forces Roger to fill.
Yeah. So Rogers has got to fill the frame. So, but it all depends on what he's going to do here. So.
Yep. It must.
Pascal's probably kicking himself in the butt here for not at least closing the 9th frame.
But you know, you got to show him respect. There's some people that get up there and they want to make a move. You know, so any player that gets up on the lane and they make a calculated move, I have all the respect for in the world, because you had to try.
Yep. And we see, like I said, how many times he's crossed over 3 times now on lane 4.
Yes.
So lane 4, there's something going on. And like we mentioned earlier, I think that straighter is greater for the righties on the championship pair.
No question.
And a lot of the guys that were trying to hook it doesn't look that good.
Yeah, because each week that we've come back here now, it's been the same thing over and over and over. It's like it keeps on manifesting itself.
Right. Well, the environment, like I said, the bowling center environment is the one that's going to dictate scoring pace and is going to dictate what you want to do. So, you know, why try to fight the beast when the beast is there? So basically the entire thing is basically, you know, play the lane as it lays and play it to its strengths. And wow. Wow. Well,
it's done.
Yeah, it's done anyways. But it's.
I like to see him switch balls.
Yeah, he's got to try. He's got to try something here. But you know, Pascal, like I said, you know, after especially seeing a 5 count here in the 10th from Roger, Pascal's probably kicking himself in the butt.
He's got to feel a little disappointed.
Yeah.
No
like
reason
to. Yeah, he stayed clean throughout most of the match, but he just missed the transition.
You know,
great snare by Roger. Showtime, Roger, baby. Showtime. That's your new nickname, my friend. Showtime. Good stuff. 2 key split conversions to stay clean in this game to possibly shoot 200. Yeah, unbelievable.
He should open his own YouTube channel. Shoot spares like Roger.
That's it. Trick shots with Roger. Oh, he moved way right on that one.
Yeah.
Great showing by Roger. Finishes with 199. Takes the W over Pascal Lacaze, 172. Great competition from both players. We've seen a lot of transition in this last game. Guys moving left, right, making ball changes, yada, yada. And I don't know what to expect in this next game. You know, we've got some great competition, and I really think that Rafael, the winner of the last match, has the better look of everyone out on this pair right now.
By far.
You know, he's using a stronger piece of equipment, trying to stay right in front of him. He's got that forward ball roll, which is helping him keep the ball in play. And he hit the pocket every shot in that game in the last match.
Agree.
You know, so I would tip the scales a little bit more towards Rafael in this case.
I agree 100%. And his look was exceptional. And plus, not only his look, but the way he attacked the lanes, he kept himself out of trouble.
Right, but don't forget also that Roger's got a plethora of experience.
Yes.
You know, this guy's got 240 average back home. He's been here multiple times on TV. He's bowled against the greatest in any era, you know. Bowled against my dad, bowled against one of our co-anchors on the French side with Danik. You know, so like there's a lot of things that happen, and he's got the experience behind it, you know. So I'm thinking right now, Rafael, 18-year-old kid, he's probably thinking, I'm going to take this guy, no problem. But I wouldn't take him lightly.
I wouldn't take it lightly.
I wouldn't take it lightly.
Not somebody with a resume like that.
No, definitely
I mean, if you look at his last game, his ball reaction wasn't stellar, and he was able to survive pretty easily.
Yeah, and he's trying some stuff, and we'll definitely see a lot better game from Roger on this second pass. I think he's got a better idea, he's got a better picture, he's got 10 frames in on this championship pair, you know, and when you've got this much experience, and you give somebody 10 frames to get ready, like, I'll take that anytime. Like,
Absolutely.
Give me 10 frames to get ready, and I'll be ready. But give me 2 shots, that's a completely different story. You know, so let's wait and see what happens. But again, if you take ball reaction into play, I think Rafael's got a bit of an advantage.
He might have a bit more than just a bit of advantage. But what we've seen so far over the weeks, the player that comes out starting strong doesn't necessarily finish strong either.
Correct, yeah. There could be huge shifts in the game. You never know. An open frame that wasn't desired comes out, boom, done. So we'll see what we got here, but should be a good start by Rafael. That looks like it's pretty good. Oh boy,
Wow,
that checked up really quick.
Wow.
Wow.
That hit something.
Even his body language, he looked at it and he was like, wow, that was something.
Yeah, that was surprised.
Yeah, because that looked good off his hand. That was a good shot.
That's a big move now.
Yeah. So like you said, if you notice on his follow-through, his bicep almost goes like in front of his chin. And folks at home, that's caused by his forward spine tilt.
Yes.
Okay, so by him being so leaned forward, that basically it enables his body to get enables his torso to get on top of the ball when it's coming into the bottom of the swing. And that's the position you want if you want to be a power player.
Yeah, and that creates so much leverage.
So let's see what Roger's got here.
He squared up some.
Oh, he squared up some.
And he took some side roll off the ball. It's a little more end over end.
Yeah, and what's good too for Roger in this situation is that he just came off of the last game, right?
Yes.
So he didn't have that much of a break, whereas Rafael had a 15-20 minute break between the matches.
Yeah, look at the way the ball went to the pocket that time. It wasn't trying to be so severe, so angular on the back end.
Yep. So let's see if he makes a move here. This right lane's been a bit tricky for most of the players throughout the weeks.
Oh, not for showtime though. He showed up.
Stuffs the 7-pin. So we see here a little bit more square shoulders. This is more of a traditional style. Keeps the shoulders square to the foul line. That's conducive to a lower rev rate. We all know that.
Yes.
But he plays to his strengths. He knows that he's good in the drier portion of the lane, and he proves it on his performances back home and even here on a TV pair.
You know, you can sit and look at traditional style against the contemporary. Traditional players are very, small moves, and small angle changes, where the contemporary players, it's a big step.
Yep. So we see here he goes light in the pocket. I think he's, I don't know if it's nerves or if he's just a little bit tight from the little break that he got.
Well, it looks like to me he overthrew this one a little bit.
Yeah.
The shot on lane 4, I thought he peered as about as peer as can be, and he just had a unique read.
Should be a routine spare for him, no problem.
Yep.
Oh boy. Remember what we said about shifts?
There you go.
There you go. This is an early one though. But still, you don't want to give a break to a guy like Roger Arsenault.
I was going to say, if I was bowling against anybody, that's the kind of bowler I don't want to give a break to.
Correct. Yep.
He's not nervous. He repeats, and he's highly accurate.
Look, he's already up.
Yep, he's ready to go.
He knows that's a gimme.
Yep.
So he's gonna be ready.
He made the move in.
He's licking his chops. Come on, look at baby, gets the 2 to roll.
Hit the flush 3-pin pocket.
Roll or 2-pin.
And spun it around backwards.
So he moves left, tries to feed it to the dry. Ball gets a little lazy down lane. And look at the head pin take care of the 2-pin.
Oh.
See ya. That's got to push. Great shot by Roger.
Yeah, he's changed the trajectory. He moved a little bit left, got a little more at the back of the ball.
Yep.
Much nicer look.
So staying clean after 3. Got a 12-pin lead going into the 4th frame. So we see here, like I said, square shoulders going into the foul line, a bit weaker hand position, keeping the wrist broken going through the shot.
Yeah.
But nice pendulous swing, nice and smooth.
His head doesn't wiggle.
Yeah. And he's got a nice, consistent.
Look at this.
Come on.
Oh.
Stones the 6-pin.
That was intense.
But what I like also about Roger is notice that his foot speed is very consistent going through the foul line.
Yes.
You know, so for that, if ever you want to improve something and that's your ball speed, the way to do it is using your legs.
Yes.
You know, so use your speed. And Roger's not a big guy. You know, so the way for him to throw a 15-pound ball, and that's what he's throwing, 15-pound ball at that speed, he's got to use his legs to do it. Great spare.
All the good bowlers use their legs. Once again, bowling is not a small muscle sport. It's a big muscle sport. It's legs and core muscles.
That's got to go.
Yeah,
like that ball's getting lazy. When you're leaving 5 pins.
Yeah, it looked like he moved too far in.
Yeah, but he's got the wrong ball in his hand now, don't?
Yeah, it's just starting to check a little quick.
Yeah. So we see here when the ball gets to the back part of the lane, it's nothing to it. There's no more gas in it. He's got to go to something with a shinier cover just to be able to make it around the corner. Or he's going to change his hand position. He might get a little bit more around it and try to feed it a little bit.
You can see that last shot when it hit the back end. When it started coming off the spot, it started tumbling right away. I mean, it hit its PSA and just stabilized.
Yeah. So he's still reaching for that same ball, Doan. I don't know. Maybe he's going to amp the speed up, move a little bit further right.
He doesn't change his hand yet. Is he going to change his swing plane?
Yeah, it looks like he moved right. Good shot, good shot. Now he's got to make sure of the spare here because Roger's got a good look on that left lane. So like I said, we see that open shoulder going into the foul line. One thing I'd like to work on him maybe with is the way that his push foot, his pivot foot, kind of comes up a little bit and makes his whole bottom part of his body twist.
Yes, and also instead of staying stable going in, he keeps on tipping to the right even more, so it creates some imbalance.
Yeah. So for those of you back home that have that issue, the great way to fix that is when you go into push, to go into your slide, think of pointing your toes towards the floor. Like almost feel like you're dragging your toes onto the ground, and that's going to keep your hips nice and stable.
Look at this.
There we go.
Showtime.
You see, like I said, he's got the nut on the left lane.
He certainly does.
Yeah, so he's got to figure out this right lane. He hit the pocket both shots on the right lane, and he's got to come up here with a good shot and start to bury the hatchet early on Rafael.
You know, and his game is so basic. His moves are simple. So if you look at the last 2 frames, in theory, this move here should be the right move. Yeah. Because he hit the pocket both times.
Yeah. So, you know, you learn from your mistakes and you learn from your trials. So, let's see. Oh, he's sticking. Likes it. It doesn't lock the 7.
No. Close.
He liked to do off his hand.
Yes.
I like seeing emotion out of players, and when you see a guy take the shot and step out of it and start walking it out, that's when you know that they liked it off their hand. So you should see routine spare here by Roger.
Fundamentally, he's very sound.
Throwing it pretty straight. Oh. Rafael's already up on the lane. He knows he's got the gimme. Yeah, he smells blood. He's got to make a move here.
He threw it firmer. Pushed the ball to the front.
Gets it through the front. Made a move to the right and gets the result that he wants. Doan, this is a must double situation right now because he knows that Roger's got a good look. Roger gave him a gimme. He's got to get the double.
Well, he had to give me in the second frame. He needs the strike here to be close.
Yeah, but again, like I said, focus on the present. The spare was long gone. That was in the second frame. We're 5 frames ahead now. He's now back in the match. He's only down by a stick. That looks good.
Oh!
Get there. Oh! Goes a little bit high, leaves the 4-pin.
That just coming out of the back of the pattern's a little bit too quick. He's close.
He knew that was good off his hand, too. He had a little sigh.
Yeah, that little shuffle step there.
That's it, yeah. That could have brought the lead down for Roger only up to 1, but he still has an 11-pin lead going into the 7. Routine spare for Rafael. I like his game. A lot to work with.
Very contemporary.
Yep. Great shot by Roger. He loves that left lane. He's got to figure out this right lane, though. I don't know what he's got to do on this right lane, but he's He's got to try to get that corner out. He's gone strike 9, strike 9, strike 9 the whole game.
I think his hand and his angle's in good position. It's almost like he needs to do just a hair bit bump left just to catch a little more friction to get that ball to spin up a little sooner and be a little bit lazier to the pocket. Right now, everything he's leaving, the ball is just shooting past it.
You see him kind of rocking on the approach there, and he's kind of asking himself some questions, but he already knew before he got up on the approach what he was doing. He tried to catch that one.
He tried to help that, yeah.
He tried to help it, got his hand in it a little bit more. He didn't finish his follow-through, so he just cut it short.
Yep.
And when you cut it short, the ball just duck hooks.
Yeah, and that's example there. He cut it short because the ball kept on over skidding on him. So he thought, well, I need just to grab it just a hair to make it hook. The players back in those days were able to do that. You know, they designed touch for themselves.
Right. So unfortunately, ball goes creeping up high, leaving the big four. Let's see if he's got more showtime in him to make the split, but this is a bit harder to make. Okay, Rafael can really take a big lead here with a strike in the 8th. That's in. Oh, baby! Oh. High flush. High flush to change the lead now to Rafael's advantage.
Yes, up by 7.
Yep. So again, like we said, every match, you never know what can happen. We got 2 frames left, actually, excuse me. And you know, Rafael was down for the count at the beginning of the match, and now he's coming back. And he made a big move there.
Did you see that shim in the back end? You said shim in the back end?
Yeah, he made a big move right and just jammed it through the spot. He's like, I'm not going to make this thing recover. I'll jam it through the spot. Look at this.
Man, that was awesome.
Yeah, he's what I like, and he's kind of like in my wheelhouse because I like using speed to my advantage. When I feel I could jam the ball through the spot, I'll do it, and unbelievable to see that. So Roger gets the light swisher. He's putting his hands up because he knows that if he would have made a better shot on that right lane, that would have been a big change of momentum in the match.
Yeah, you know, and even then, you know, he caught a couple bad breaks in the right lane. He threw some great shots.
Yep. So Roger, if he strikes out, has 204, and if Rafael strikes out, he's got 217. Sorry, 194, not 204. My bad. Let's get a hook.
Yeah,
through the beak again. He's trying to feed it. He's trying to help it on lane 4.
Yeah, he's just got his angle to the front just isn't very good. Yeah. And that's a pretty aggressive ball he's throwing. So when it hits the friction, it's going to read.
Yeah, but he's trying to help it too much. I think he's trying to catch it a little bit too much on the right lane, and you know, it was bad for him on both the last shots, leaving the same split. You know, well, not the exact same split, but you know, we understand.
A mess.
There you go, big mess. So Rafael's just going to clean up here, take the win on week 3 of Strikers Season 2. So we've got a brand new, another addition into the round of 16. So over the last 3 weeks, we've had a great group of players come in. So we've got from week 1, we've got our winner, which is Pascal Dextraz. And then from week 2, we've got Marc-André Gagné. And now we've got Raphaël Duhamel-Roy, who is our winner of week 3, who move on into the round.
You know, and each week has promoted the same thing. Everybody keeps on having difficulty with the right lane. The first bowler that can figure the right lane out is going to be the one who rules the roost.
Correct, correct. But like I said, we got a good group of guys already in the top, and the 2 righties that we have in the top 8 so far, that have made it through from the round of 32 to the round of 16 to where we're at now after this win, are 2 righties that throw it straight in.
Yes.
Because we have Marc-André Gagné, that's a more down and in type of player, and we got Raphaël Duhamel-Roy, who also is more of a power style player, but he still has so much
parallel. Yeah.
He likes to play parallel, and he's got more of a 0 to 30 degree axis rotation, excuse me. So that keeps the ball in play, keeps it nice and up and straight. Even though he's got that high backswing, open shoulder, this and that, he still keeps that nice straight line. So basically, anybody who's coming in the upcoming weeks, take notes, because these guys are in the round of 8 already because they're doing something right.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
And we've seen some guys that have great games, you know, like Pascal Lacasse in the last match. So, like I said, in the last match with Pascal Lacasse, he's a great player, but I think he was just too far left.
I agree. I agree 100%.
Yeah, I think he was too far left. If he would have made a move a little bit further to the right. So I guess word to anybody out there. You know,
Lesson
if
to be
you're bowling
learned.
here at Strikers, keep it in play, keep it straight, and let's make it happen. So again, thanks everyone for tuning in. Mark Buffa, Don Mose here. See you guys next week. Thanks so much. Strikers.
Strikers it is.
Congratulations to Mac Roussel, big winner of the new drive ball. Don't miss the 4th show of Strikers Champions of Bowling next Sunday at 7 p.m.